our parents, Mr. McGee, members of the Board of Education, school officials, friends, and others, on behalf of the graduating class of 1993, I extend a hearty welcome to each of you. We are so happy that you have come today to share with us on this joyous occasion. For 13 years, we have been preparing for this day. It was not always easy, but you have been there for us. You supported us with your love, your concern, your encouragement, and your patience. Our parents especially have been most precious because they have made so many personal sacrifices in order that we might reach our goal today. To you, our parents, we shall be eternally grateful. To our teachers, we submit our heartfelt gratitude for all of your help. To all of you, no matter what your part, thanks for everything. You have made this day our day. To my classmates, we know from whence we came, but where do we go from here? We've traveled many highways and byways since we first began our journey 13 years ago. We've come from ABCs and 1 to 3s in kindergarten to Shakespearean literature, calculus, advanced biology, and physics as seniors. As we traveled our roads, we learned many things that were not in textbooks. We learned the true meaning and value of friendship, the importance of maturing in all aspects, the dignity of respect and self-esteem, the worth of labor, and the aspiration of dreams. We've walked together, played together, laughed together, and worked together through the years, but now it's over. We must leave which is familiar to us and venture into which is unknown. Classmates, I challenge you to not be afraid of what tomorrow may bring. We are prepared to stand the test of time. We have nothing to fear but fear itself. We must believe that we can conquer any obstacle that gets in our paths. The paths may become rocky at times, but we must continue to smooth out the rough spots and strive forward. There is no mountain high enough, no valley low enough, and no river wide enough to keep us from reaching the next segment of our journey. Yes, we know from whence we come, but where do we go from here? We go out to face a vast unknown world with renewed strength, faith, hope, and a belief that we will be successful. And by the grace of God, we, the class of 1993, will make it.
We would like to recognize our special guests. Our distinguished speaker, Lieutenant Adolphus Gwynn, Mr. C.L. McGee, Superintendent of Caswell County Schools, Mrs. Ann Everett, Chairman of Caswell County Board of Education, Mr. Steve Williamson, and Mrs. Donna Hudson, Bartlett Yancey High School administrators. In addition, we have some special groups we would like to recognize: Caswell County Board of Education, Central Office staff, and elementary school principals. Thank you.
Platform guests, parents, relatives, friends, and the class of 1993. It's my pleasure to welcome you here for this really special day. Today, we're here to honor these young men and women. They've achieved, through hard work and dedication, a milestone in their lives. I want you to help me today to make this a dignified and an honorable occasion as we salute these young people. To the class of 93, please listen to a quote by Native American Chief Seattle of the Suquamish tribe that was written many years ago. The earth does not belong to man. Man belongs to the earth. This we know. All things are connected like the blood which unites one family. All things are connected. Whatever befalls the earth befalls the sons of the earth. Man did not weave the web of life. He is merely a strand in it. Whatever he does to the web, he does to himself. I want to challenge you to make a difference as you leave and are moving on to the next level of your life. Each one of you can make a contribution to this earth. I want you to be an example. I want to encourage you to practice peace, brotherhood, and unity. You have my sincere best wishes, and I want to thank you for allowing us to be a part of your life here at Bartlett Yancey. Thank you.
Adolphus Gwynn was born on November 29, 1965 at Annie P. Memorial Hospital to Ross and Ethel Gwynn. He attended Duncan Elementary, Cobb Memorial, Dillard Junior High, and Bartlett Yancey Senior High. In 1982, while in the 10th grade, he became the first student from Bartlett Yancey to attend the North Carolina School of Math and Science. In 1984, he graduated and eventually earned a nomination to the United States Military Academy at West Point. Upon his graduation in 1989, he was commissioned as a second lieutenant in the Army Infantry. After serving as a platoon leader of a mechanized infantry company for 8 months, Lieutenant Gwynn deployed with his platoon to Saudi Arabia for Operation Desert Storm on Christmas morning, 1990. During his time in Saudi Arabia, he led his troops in battle with the Iraqi army with no loss of life. His efforts resulted in his receiving the Combat Infantryman's Badge and the Bronze Star Medal. Upon returning to Germany in April of 1991, he went to Korea and served 15 months as an executive officer in a mechanical infantry battalion. In February of 1993, he left Korea to return to the United States to attend the advanced course for officers. He is currently at the Armor Officer Advanced Course in Fort Knox, Kentucky, awaiting promotion to captain. His next assignment is the 82nd Airborne Division at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, where he will command a company of the most rapidly deployable force in the world. He is 27, engaged, and a mother's boy through and through. Would you please make welcome Lieutenant Adolphus Gwynn.
Thank you very much. I didn't know the part about being a mother's boy, but I guess that's true, so that's okay. Superintendent Mr. McGee, Board of Education members, former Superintendent Walker, principals, faculty, staff, parents, and last, but certainly not least, the class of 1993. Hello. It is indeed a pleasure to be asked to come here and speak to the class of 1993, and I see a lot of my former teachers out there, and believe me, I'm as surprised to be up here as you are to see me up here right now. I've been informed that I have up to 15 minutes to give this address, but I remember when I was sitting in the same spot as you are right now, all I could think about was the party that I was going to after the graduation. And I'm sure some things may have changed in high school, but I think that's pretty much the same right now. I think that's a safe assumption. So I looked at my speech, and it was about 20 minutes long, actually. Now, of course, that's too long. Now, I've heard lots of speeches, and what I found to be true is most speeches spend about 5 minutes talking about a joke. Well, since I don't know any jokes, that should cut out about 5 minutes right there. So that left me with 15 minutes, and I figured with that remaining time, I'd give 10 minutes addressing important things to the class of 1993 and spend 5 minutes talking about the outstanding academic accomplishments I had when I was in high school. But my mother reminded me that I didn't have any outstanding academic accomplishments when I was in high school. So that cuts it back to 10 minutes, so we should be out of here, by 9:25. What I'm going to talk to you about is what I think is really important for the class of 1993. But first I got to tell you that I'm in the military, and as such, I'm kind of a victim of being in the military. And when I talk to people, I like to get them involved, and also help to keep them awake. So, class of 1993, when I ask you a question, you respond by saying, "Whoa." Do you understand? That was a little bit unenthusiastic. Perhaps I need to tell you what hua means. Back in World War II, before the attack on the beaches of Normandy, all the generals and colonels got together and they had a conference. They were talking about the invasion, but there was a sticking point. A part of the attack consisted of going up this mountain, going up the side of this cliff. And the whole time they were going up the side of this cliff, whoever was going to do this was going to be shot by machine guns. They're going to have grenades thrown at them. They were going to be shot with airplanes. But somebody had to do it. And they were sitting around, and these generals were sitting around, and one general said, well, you know what? We need to send in someone. We need to send in a battalion of men. A battalion is about 450 men. We need to send in a battalion of men who can look machine gun fire in the face and not blink. We need to send in a battalion of men who are unafraid of grenades, who are unafraid of being shot by aircraft. What we need to do is send in the Rangers. Rangers are like special forces. Well, there was only one Ranger colonel in the room. And when he heard that, he stood up and he said, who? Us? But what everybody heard was, who And ever since then, that's come to mean, hey, I'm motivated. Hey, yeah, I'm ready. I can do whatever. What's the question? Yes, whatever it is. And that's what hua means. So when I ask you all a question, you say, hua. Do you understand what I mean? Hua. Hua. All right. The first topic is getting as many graduation gifts as you possibly can. Can I get a hua? All right, this is what you do. You go down to the county courthouse and look up your family tree. Write down the name of every relative you can find and send them an invitation. Now, it's okay that the invitation is going to be late, because once they get it, they're obligated to send you a gift. So that's the first thing I want to tell you. And you're going to receive lots of gifts, but the most valuable gift you're going to receive is the ones that your parents give you. They give you quite a few gifts, one of which is being knowledge and the ability to go out and make it in the world. It is also, they give you material gifts, and it is the only gift that you're going to receive that will continue to grow in price. This is what I mean. When I graduated from college, my mama gave me this watch. Can everybody see this? Hua. My mother gave me this watch, and the night before graduation, and the day of the ceremony, I went out and I saw my mother and saw my father, and my mother's first question was, "Where's your watch?" I told her I left it back in the room. She jumped all over me. She said, "Me and your daddy paid over $150 for that watch. You can't just leave your watch laying around, son." I apologized and said it wouldn't happen again. Well, about a month after I graduated, I was headed to Fort Benning, Georgia. I was going to learn to jump out of airplanes. Don't ask me why, I just thought it was the thing to do. But I was headed to Fort Benning to learn to jump out of airplanes, and I told my mother I was jumping. And she asked me, "Well, what do you do with that watch when you jump?" I told her, I said, "Well, Ma, I wear the watch when I jump because I like to know what time it is when I hit the ground." She said, "Adolphus, me and your daddy paid over $300 for that watch. You got to learn to take better care of it." I apologized and told her it wouldn't happen again. 2 months later, I came back home, and I was out in the front yard wrestling with one of my cousins, either Dwayne Mims or Mel Battle Jr., but I was out wrestling with one of them, and my mother walked out. She said, "Adolphus, are you wrestling with your watch on?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Adolphus, me and your daddy paid over $500 for that watch." So remember, get as many gifts as possible because you earn them. But always treasure the gifts that your parents give you, whether it be something material or maybe something that's not really material, it's just something you keep inside. Because it's the most valuable gift that you ever receive. And if you don't believe me, just ask them, they'll tell you. The second topic is the rest of your life. Now right now, that probably seems like a long time. But let me put that into perspective for you. When I graduated from college, I went straight into the U.S. Army as an infantry officer. Those are the guys who you see like the Rambo guys running around, Hamburger Hill type guys. As such, I loaded up the car and drove down to Fort Benning, Georgia, because I was going there to learn to jump out of airplanes. I was all set to go jump out of the airplanes as soon as I got there, but I was quickly informed that I had to go through about 2.5 weeks of training before I could learn to jump out of the airplane. Well, while we were in class one day, the sergeant who was in charge of teaching us how to jump out of the plane was explaining to us when you jump, you have a static line. And what a static line is, you have a parachute on your back, and there's a rope tied to it. When you jump out of the door, well, that rope holds on and rips your parachute open, and your parachute comes open, or so they said. But he was explaining to me, you have a static line attached that you will pull your parachute in and open for you. He said, airborne, because that's what they call all people at airborne school, airborne. He said, airborne, when you jump out of that airplane, you will count 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4. You automatically raise your hands and look up to see that white parachute above you. And if you see a big patch of green, that's okay. We sometimes patch the holes in parachutes with green nylon. He said, if you look up and see a big patch of brown, that's okay. Because we sometimes patch the holes in parachutes with brown nylon. If you look up and see a big patch of blue, that is not okay, because the blue you see is the sky. And you have a big hole in your parachute. And you must pull the reserve parachute, which is strapped onto your stomach, and that will get you down to the ground. You know, I was a motivated guy, and I stood up. I said, well, Sergeant, how long do I have to pull that chute on my stomach? He looked at me and he says, airborne, you have the rest of your life to pull that chute. But my point is, tomorrow is promised to no one. So what you should do is work hard, you should play hard, and enjoy your life. Go to bed every night with a promise to yourself that tomorrow will be better than today. Can I get a whoa? Okay. The third topic is selecting someone as a role model and aspire to achieve as much and more than them, so that you too might be a role model one day. Because believe it or not, a lot of you guys are going to be, a lot of you ladies are going to be role models for a lot of different people. It could be someone like Cesar Chavez, who fought for workers' rights in the deep southern states, or Ron McNair, the first NCA&T graduate to go up on a space shuttle, or Janet Reno, the first woman to earn, and I stress the word earn the position of Attorney General of the United States. But if those people are a little too unfamiliar to you, just look around. You have Mr. Lindsay Page, Coach Page, who sets high moral standards day in and day out just by being a decent, upright gentleman. You have Mr. Slayton, who is one of the most gifted, in every sense of the word, intellectuals you ever run into. You have Mr. Bill Bush, who can teach a rock, like me, to master the English language. You have guys like Mr. Majette, who just turned the biology department around here at BY. Regardless of who you choose, by the way, I chose my mother, in case anybody's wondering. Regardless of who you choose, take from them the good things and improve on them. The last topic is, regardless of what you choose to do in life, be the best that you can be at it. Christmas morning, 1990, I was on an airplane from Germany. I guess that's a heck of a Christmas gift, but the Army gives me what they want to give me. I was on an airplane, and I was flying to Saudi Arabia. I was going out to fight in Operation Desert Storm with a platoon of 30 men. I was a Bradley platoon leader. A Bradley looks like a small tank. It's got a big gun that shoots a bullet about that big. I guess that's good for deer hunting. And it shoots smaller bullets about that big, kind that you put in a 30-06. The way that the Bradley is made up, you have a crew of 3 people. The crew consists of a driver, a gunner who shoots at the enemy, and a Bradley commander who supervises the entire crew of closing with the enemy and engaging with them as much firepower as possible. As a platoon leader, you have 4 Bradleys, and on the back of each Bradley, inside, is 5 to 6 men that ride inside. Those are the guys who jump out and go attack whoever's on the ground in front of them. As we were flying to Saudi Arabia, I wondered, did I train these men to be the best they can be? Are they capable of fighting and winning? Will they continue to fight when someone is shooting back? Did I do the best job I could do? Well, it was too late to ask those questions then, because we were in the air. we were going to the war, and the enemy didn't care if we did the best job we could do. As a matter of fact, they wanted us to do less than the best job that we could do. They were going to do the best job they could do. These doubts crossed my mind as we crossed into Iraq, as my Bradley platoon rolled into Iraq. Some of my soldiers had complained. Some of your subordinates, when you get jobs, will complain that you're pushing them too hard. You're demanding too much of them. You want us to work with too long. You want us to give you too high quality of a product. And that's the same thing that I was wondering, because my soldiers had sometimes told me that. I had enforced the highest standard, and that was that very same standard that they had complained about, that either save their lives or result in them not coming back home. The doubts were with me until the first shot was fired. It was my gunner. He had picked up an enemy vehicle about a mile away through his periscope. He fired, he hit. My other three vehicles fired, and they hit. Everything they shot at, they hit. They were cool on the fire because they knew their jobs. They were the best they could be because they had to be the best that they could be. And I had done the best I could do to train them. And that little story leads me into the last topic, continuing your education after high school. Some of you will go to college and graduate cum laude. Some of you will graduate magna cum laude. Some of you will be like me and graduate, oh, please come help me laude. But regardless of what you do, I applaud your efforts and will tell you that the knowledge you gain will be its own reward. But I'm actually more concerned about those who are not going to college, for one reason or another. I want to tell you that there is no difference between you and those people going to college, and the level of professionalism that's going to be expected of you and those going to college. And the best way I can illustrate that is to finish the story about my experience in combat. When we were being fired upon by the enemy, they shot at all of us. They didn't say, okay, shoot at all the high school graduates, but don't shoot at that officer who went to college. Make sure nobody shoots at him. They said, shoot them all. And that's the kind of thing you need to apply to your life. No one really cares after a while how much education you have. It's what you're doing with it. My point is, my soldiers did the best job they could possibly do, and they were the best. They believed it. They made believers out of everyone who was watching them. Some people did not come back from the war. Every man in my platoon came back alive. They are the reason that I was able to come back. I was the only one in that platoon of 30 men who had a college degree. But I can tell you right now, I wouldn't trade one of those men for any amount of money in the world, because they were the best, because they worked hard at their trade. And that is what all of you must be. You must be the best that you can possibly be. The world will not accept anything less from the class of 1993. Can I get a whoa? Hooah! And I'm going.
Will those seniors receiving scholarships please come forward? Kimberly Bell, Dorsey O'Reilly Senior Scholarship, Blackwell Missionary Church. Dwayne Brown, Dorsey O'Reilly Senior Scholarship, Blackwell Missionary Church. Natasha Brown, C.C. Cole Scholarship. Carl Claiborne, Elizabeth City State University Athletic Scholarship. Katina Corbett, Brevard College Athletic Scholarship. Amy Cruz, Beta Club Scholarship. Misty Crooks, UNC Chapel Hill Academic Award. Christy Mosley Fowler, Piedmont Community College Foundation Scholarship, PCC Trustee Scholarship. Tanya Fuller, Graves Chapel Baptist Church Scholarship, Bennett College Grant, and North Carolina Legislative Tuition Grant. Christy Garland, North Carolina Legislative Tuition Grant. Amy Garrett, Scott Ellis Scholarship at Campbell University and Carl Brewington Club Scholarship. Brenda Graves, SGA Scholarship. Marcus Haley, Scott Key Baptist Church Scholarship. Billy Henderson, Gardner Webb Athletic Scholarship and Carl Brewington Club Scholarship. Crystal Hughes, UNC Chapel Hill Scholarship. Jennifer Jeffries, Elizabeth City State Scholarship and Fayetteville State University Scholarship. Shaka Khan Lee, Army College Fan. Melissa Lee, Dorsey O'Reilly Senior Scholarship, Blackwood Missionary Church. Jessica Long, C.C. Cole Scholarship. Katrina Madden, Walmart Scholarship, Grand Order Chapter of Eastern Star Aid, Chancellor Scholarship, UNC Chapel Hill. Christy McDuffie, John Deere Farm Business Management Scholarship. Stacy McGee, Elizabeth City State Athletic Scholarship. Christy McDuffie, Emily McFarland, Caswell County JC Scholarship. Christy Page, Columbia Scholarship and North Carolina Prospective Teacher Scholarship. Jessica Page, North Carolina Merit Award Scholarship. J.C. Parker, Friendship Club of Danville Scholarship, Voters League Scholarship, and Helen Brown Scholarship, Sweet Gum Baptist Church. Cecilia Parrish, Spanish Club Scholarship. Anthony Robinson, Montgomery GI Bill.
And I have Tina Ruffin, the SGA Scholarship, the Caswell County Association of Educators Scholarship, and the Zeta Phi Beta Scholarship.
Thomas Thompson, Aubrey Lee Brooks Scholarship. David Totten, North Carolina A&T State University Scholarship and Caswell County Alumni Chapter Scholarship. Nikki Turner, ABWA Dan Valley Chapter Scholarship, ABWA Caswell County Chapter Scholarship, Claudia Battle Scholarship, and Voters League Scholarship. Brimbley Watson, I Have a Dream Foundation Scholarship. Crystal Wilhite, Nordan Church Scholarship, David Lipscomb University Academic Scholarship. And Neil Williamson, J.O. Gunn Memorial Scholarship and Rotary Club Scholarship.
I know somehow, and I know somewhere we're gonna make it. No matter what the test, whatever comes our way, we're gonna make it. With Jesus on our side, things will work out fine. We're gonna make it some way, Somehow we're gonna make it with Jesus on our side. Things will work out fine. We're gonna make it. I know somehow, and I know some way we're gonna make it. No matter what the test, whatever comes our way, we're gonna make it with Jesus on our side. Things will work out fine. We're gonna make it.
Graduates, parents, platform guests, Board of Education members, faculty and staff, and friends. It's a pleasure for me to be able to participate in this special occasion with you. This is the day of the graduate, and let me add my congratulations to you on your accomplishments in making this day possible. We're constantly making changes, and in less than an hour, within this hour, you're going to change from a high school student to a high school graduate. Some of you will become college students, others members of the military, others homemakers, and others will enter the workforce. But all of you will belong to an elite group of graduates of Bartlett Yancey High School. You've been exposed to the latest information, technology, and resources that could be afforded in Caswell County. Maybe not today, but as you enter the workforce and look back on your experiences in school, you're going to agree with what I just said. From the bus drivers that were the first to pick you up in the morning and the last to let you off in the afternoon, to all the others that have touched your life on a day-to-day basis, the clerical staff, maintenance, custodial, transportation workers, school food service workers, teacher assistants, coaches, librarians, guidance counselors, and all other support personnel, along with your teachers and administrators. You've had the opportunity to have your life molded and guided by a staff of professionals that are equal to, or in most cases, superior to anyone in this profession. Washington Irving once wrote, "Great minds have purposes, others have wishes." And of this, Alan Cox said in the book, The Making of an Achiever, that Irving's insight leads to the realization that without expectancy, we lack purpose. Achievers in particular exhibit this attitude of expectancy. This shows itself most forcefully in the way they minimize their losses. They don't grieve over failures or what might have been. Rather, the achievers look around the corner in anticipation of the good things that await them. All they have to do, they believe, is to show the determination to get there. They reject the notion of can't, and as a result, they open more doors than others. They strike better deals, attract more energetic and resourceful people to work with them. They set higher standards and get others to help them meet these standards. They expect to succeed. When combined with desire, expectancy produces hope, and hope makes all things possible. Living the expectant life is simply an act of good judgment. By your presence here today, you've proven yourselves to be achievers, just as your speaker, Lieutenant Gwynn. It makes me especially proud to be here today because I had the privilege of watching Adolphus set high standards and developing self-confidence that was necessary to enable him to occupy the place of honor that he now holds when I was a principal at Cobb School. and that was just a few short years ago. I'd like to charge you to develop and continue this spirit of achieving as you leave this place today. Someone else said, time is an equal opportunity employer. Each human being has exactly the same number of hours in every day. Scientists can't invent new minutes, and you can't save time to spend it on another day. But even so, time is amazingly fair and forgiving. No matter how much time you've wasted, you've always got an entire tomorrow. Success depends on us using our time wisely by planning and setting our priorities. In closing, I'd like to again offer congratulations from me and on behalf of the Board of Education and all the teachers and support staff that's been responsible for you being here today. We all wish you the very best of everything that life can offer in your chosen field, your family life, your community life, your service to your state and country.
Good morning, administration, and teachers, and family and friends, and especially graduates today. I want to take this time now to reflect on our past 5 years together as a class family. I remember 8th grade was a masquerade. You're too young to act like an adult, and you're too old to be a child. You can trust the friends you've made, or they'll just go wild. In the 9th grade, a video arcade. Who should you date? Will you be accepted by your peers? Should you take the easy way out, or just work hard for the next 4 years? In 10th grade, homecoming parade, pretty girls, club sponsors, sports cars, school-spirited things. This was a year to be remembered. BY had his first king. 11th grade, promenade, excitement, anticipation. Who to ask and what to wear. The prom was the highlight of the year. I always remember that I was there. 12th grade, made in the shade. Feelings of seniority, graduation day, a compliment, the end of the race. But yet, decisions to make, careers to choose, and most of all, adulthood life to face. Yet, this poem put together, it talks about a lot of our good memories, but are we really prepared for what's ahead of us? I got a story I want to relate to you. It's from a well-known Southern comedian, one of my favorites, Jerry Clout. And as Jerry Clout put it, let me tell you a story. Had a flood in the Delta country. Civil defense boat pulled up to the front porch, and there sat a farmer on the front porch. And the water done up over his boots. Now the civil defense man in the boat said, "Oh sir, it's projected and predicted that the dam's about to bust. Get in the boat. Let me save you." He said, "You go ahead, fella, with your boat. God's gonna take care of me." About 5 hours later, the boat come back and the fella sitting up on the roof, hanging by his shingles. Water's up over his belt buckle. Civil defense boat pulls up and says, "Oh sir, get in the boat." Said, "The dam did bust. Ain't no hope for you. Get in the boat." Fella said, "Y'all go ahead. God's gonna take care of me." Well, about an hour later, a helicopter flew over. Man standing up on the chimney. And that helicopter hovered down, yabba 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 yabba, and let that rope down, and had a bullhorn that said, "Catch a hold to the rope. Sir, this is your last chance. Catch a hold to the rope." Fellas said, "Go ahead. God's gonna take care of me." Well, the scene shifts to heaven. Fella's graveyard dead, drowned. And the fella looked up at the Lord and said, "Lord, I'm disappointed. You said you was gonna take care of me. I'm embarrassed." And the Lord said, "You dummy, I sent you 2 boats and a helicopter. But the point I want to bring out in this story is this fella here, he really did trust in the Lord, but a lot of times you tend to trust in the Lord and you don't take time to really listen and recognize when he's trying to help you out. I remember back in the 8th grade, I was privileged to be on a football team. I mean, many of you out here were with me, and we was a good family football team. We listened to our coaches, Coach Syke and Mr. Wilson, Mr. Barfield. We all worked hard and listened to each other and trusted each other, and we went an undefeated season. That brings a really good peace of mind to know that if you do listen and prepare yourself, you're able to accomplish great things. I want to leave you today with I received this graduation card from a family that's in my church, and this is the idea I want to leave you with and think about. If you can take whatever life may hand you and from it try to fashion something good, and if you know that others may not understand you, but you keep right doing what you should, if you can watch a friend go off without you and know that you can take some things in stride, and if you are kind and just to all about you and let the golden rule become your guide, if you are wronged and still can be forgiven, believing it's better to forget, if you think there is too much joy in living to waste your time on anger and regret, if you accept a failure and not mind it, but stop to learn the lesson it can teach, if you resist temptation when you find it, remember the goal you want to reach. If you can hold your own when you're not winning, and you know you can't achieve the things you plan, if you can proudly make a new beginning and never lose your faith in God and man, you'll find success is waiting if you're willing, that happiness is there for all who try. Your life will be rewarding and fulfilling, and nothing good will ever pass you by.
Will those students receiving diplomas and certificates please come forward? Michael Wilbur Allen. Donald Robert Apple. Antoinette Chiquita Bailey. Catherine Louise Barker, North Carolina Scholar. Christy Renee Barker. Justin Graham Bartz, North Carolina Scholar. Mel O. Battle, Jr., North Carolina Scholar. William Frederick Bale, North Carolina Scholar. Jerry Darnell Bigelow. Marcus Cordell Blackwell. Kimberly Renee Bowe, cum laude, North Carolina Scholar. Jennifer Gwen Bowes. Monicia Wynette Brandon, North Carolina Scholar. Shantae Levon Brandon. Sean Dominic Brandon. Shantae Lavette Briggs. Angela Renee Brown. Dwayne Lavelle Brown. Natasha Michelle Brown. Arenthal James Brown, cum laude, North Carolina Scholar. Melchizedek Dale Bruce. Shandorable Lynette Bruce. Tanya Faith Bryant. Anthony Wayne Burton. Sonia Dawn Cornell. David Ross Carter. Eric L. Chandler. Diana Lynn Chapman. Carmen Marie Chilton. Carl Dwayne Claiborne. Eric Lane Clemens. Alicia Ann Cobb. Joseph Dustin Cobb. John David Combs. Jeremy Jerome Corbett. Katina Renee Corbett. Kimberly Denise Corbett. Rodney Dwayne Cox. Walter Allen Cox. Michael Brian Crabb. Howard Thomas Crabtree Jr. Amy Michelle Cruz, cum laude, North Carolina Scholar. Misty Ann Crooks, cum laude, North Carolina Scholar. Brian Scott Crowder. Andrew Lawrence Crumpton, North Carolina Scholar. Bryant L. Crutchfield. Melissa Ann Crutchfield. Jason Stewart Daniel. Jennifer Lynn Daniel, North Carolina Scholar. Robbie Stephen Davis. Ursula de la Jara Piñaranda. Christopher Allen Denny. Michael David Denny. Melissa Dawn Dix. Katina Shawanda Dunn. Tracy Michelle Durham, North Carolina Scholar. Michelle Marie Edwards. Tangela Renee Elliott. Theodis Ramont Elliott. Marvin Tyrone England. Paula Dean England. Lisa Yvonne Evans. James D. Everett. Mosley Fowler, cum laude, North Carolina Scholar. Montino Damian Fuller. Randy Lee Fuller. Tanya Deneen Fuller. Tanya Ray Fulton. North Carolina Scholar. Kathy Dawn Fuqua. Adriana Torres Gamiz. Christy Laverne Garland. Amy Elizabeth Garrett, cum laude, North Carolina Scholar. Randy Allen Goodman. Brenda K. Graves, North Carolina Scholar. Kiana Marchette Graves. Katrina Lynette Gunn. Brandy Denise Haygood. Dwayne Keith Hairston. Marcus Wayne Haley, North Carolina Scholar. Joshua Stephen Hall, North Carolina Scholar. Samuel Charlie Hamlet. Terry Michael Hargis, North Carolina Scholar. Calvin Lewis Harris Jr. Stephen Michael Harris Jr. Lamarck Darnell Harrison. Billy Thomas Henderson, North Carolina Scholar. Jeremy Todd Hendricks. Thomas Edward Hodges, North Carolina Scholar. Paulette Holloway. Ryan Keith Hoskins. Crystal Danielle Hughes, North Carolina Scholar. Tyson F. Hughes. Jo Ann Irby. Sharon Ann Irby. Rodney L. James, North Carolina Scholar. Terry Lamont Jeffers. Jennifer Page Jeffries, North Carolina Scholar. Kamisha Danielle Johnson. Julie Marie Jones. Lisa Michelle Jordan. Vicki Lynn King. Julie Ann Lambert. Brian K. Lee. Shaka Khan M. Lee. Melissa Dawn Lee. Sequency Tremaine Lee. Trico Shantae Lee. Brandon Scott Lee. Erica Nicole Lipscomb. Nikki N. Lipscomb. Anita Gail Loftus. Bonnie Gay Loftus. Jessica Ann Long, cum laude. Tamisha Kayata Long. Edward Nathaniel Love. Tina Renee Lovelace. Thomas Lee Lunsford Jr. Katrina Lachelle Madden, magna cum laude, North Carolina Scholar. Trina Lachey McLean, North Carolina Scholar. Kristen Ann McDuffie, magna cum laude, North Carolina scholar. April Renee McFarling. Emily Jo McFarling, North Carolina scholar.
Susan K. McGee, Jermaine McGee, Stacy A. McGee, April Renee McKinney, Crystal Gail McPherson, North Carolina scholar, cum laude. Barry Cornelius Miles, Angel Elaine Miller, Angela Charlene Mims, Dwayne Keith Mims, Jamie Dwayne Mims, Tanita Trinette Mitchell, Timothy Wendell Mitchell, Agon Mukhtar, Brent Ray Moore, Tanya L.T. Musan, North Carolina scholar, John Damon Nance, North Carolina scholar, cum laude, Georgianne Tracy Neal, Keith Leon Neal, Maud Jean Neal, Denise Yvonne Nelson, Doris Nimmerler, Benjamin Lowry Nunley, Aubrey Lee Oakes, Angela Claudine Oakley, Stephanie Carol Oakley, Wendy Ann Oakley, Carol LaShawn Oliver, Christy Dawn Page, North Carolina scholar, cum laude, Jessica Tripp Page, North Carolina scholar, cum laude, Larry Arnez J.C. Parker, North Carolina scholar, Cecilia Antoinette Harris, Takesha Penix, Chris Denise Phelps, Sandra Michelle Penix, North Carolina scholar, James Lamont Pointer, Anita Michelle Poole, North Carolina scholar, Gary Wayne Porter, Belinda Levon Pounds, Ted Allen Powell, James William Price Jr., Shannon Braxton Price, North Carolina scholar, Tamika Chantel Price, Joel Brent Pulliam, Tanya Yvette Piles, North Carolina scholar, cum laude, Robert Matthew Reagans, Alfred L. Randolph Jr., Jason Lee Rich, Granja Michelle Ridge, Anthony C. Robinson, North Carolina scholar, Michael Ray Robinson, Arman A. Rollins, Tammy Winnette Royal, Tina Renee Ruffin, North Carolina Scholar, Camilo Jaramillo Salazar, Brian Wayne Sarton, Kimberly Jean Scott, Janaki Omar Sellers, Letitia Michelle Sellers, North Carolina Scholar, Gerard Settle, Susan Beth Shaw, Christy Arnitra Slade, Gary Wayne Slade, Shantae Nari Slade, Joseph Clinton Slade, Christy Michelle Smith, Jason Kyle Smith, Jeremy Lee Smith, Kenneth W. Smith, Toby John Smith, Sherilyn Marthea Stanfield, North Carolina Scholar, Keith Lamont Stevens, Shamicia Lavon Stewart, Leslie Denise Stewart, LaQuanda Devon Stewart, North Carolina Scholar, cum laude, Chesley Lewis Talbert, Mark Allen Terrell, North Carolina Scholar, magna cum laude. Palmera and Annette Thaxton, Leandria Nicole Thomas, Tasha Lachey Thomas, North Carolina Scholar, Jeremy Wade Thompson, North Carolina Scholar, cum laude, Jerry Nicole Thompson, Thomas Blair Thompson, North Carolina Scholar, cum laude, Stephen Maurice Thornton, Maricus Antonio Stewart, Adrian Quinn Totten, Alvin Keith Totten, Shamika Lee Totten, David Lamont Totten, North Carolina Scholar, Henry James Turner Jr., Nikki Shantae Turner, North Carolina Scholar, cum laude, Jason Clinton Vaughn, Charity Dawn Wade, Angela Marie Walker, Latricia Nicole Walker, Tyrone LaRae Walker, Chanita Michelle Wall, Latita Danielle Watlington, Marcus LaRae Watlington, Wimberly Watson II, North Carolina Scholar, Robin Michelle Whedon, North Carolina Scholar, Christopher James Webster, Christopher Carlton Wells, Crystal Shariat Wilhite, Alton Dean Williams, Jeannie Williams, Neil Aaron Williamson, North Carolina scholar, cum laude. Annette Dawn Willis, Leslie Michelle Willis, North Carolina scholar, cum laude. Penny Lee Withers, Tanisha Nairi Withers, Stephen Edward Ray, Mark Anthony Wren, North Carolina scholar, cum laude. Joanne Yarborough, North Carolina scholar, cum laude. Crystal Lynette Yates. Maricus, I didn't mean to give you such a fright right there. I just want to tell you that. That's my fault. I apologize. The class of 1993, I now declare you official graduates of Bartlett.